And I think I already shared my screen. Okay, let's get started. So again, this is actually a new tutorial I designed this week. And you see here, let's say I'm going to send you, let's say, also the R Markdown file. So that being said again, so in case you have never used R Markdown before, you understand, it's a way of creating a HTML document which can include your syntax and final output your statistical analysis. Okay, so that being said, again, we'll be using three different data sets. The first one is available, at within R, and so it's the first data set using will be named cars. And we look at speed and distance it takes for the car to stop. Second data set we'll be using is going to be, let's say here, if you look further, the empty cars data set. Okay, this is just such a popular data set because, features different kinds of variables and, it's easy to understand, right? And number of cylinders and also, let's say a different variable which is used to count, let's say like the number of cars, but we can look at variable names, okay? And then finally, we are going to use a customized data set, which is the one I built yesterday, and it's named unemployment.csv. And this data set is hosted on my GitHub website, okay? And you can take a look, and you can download it right now if you want to. So that being said, I will also send it to you in the chat, okay? And especially, I mean, let's say because my discipline is also in the business area. So that being said, that's why I try to use a business data set, and because many of us will be working in a industry that use macro or micro level data. Okay, and so here this unemployment rate data is captured from, let's say, Bureau of Labor Statistics website. Okay, so you can see you have state names. Then the second column will be unemployment rate. Third column will be, let's say, the rank. Okay, for different states. Okay, and we are just going to visualize the first two columns. Okay, and then if you want to move one step further, there is a different way. You see here, I actually try to take data set a little bit. I try to find a governor's party affiliation, because sometimes we have such a debate. Let's say, what's going on if my state is governed by a governor who is a Republican? What's going on if my state is governed by a governor who's a Democrat? Okay, so I don't want to generalize because we don't have 50 or 51 states. So that being said, sample size is too small. Also, this is only for July. And so I really don't want to generalize, but really show something probably interesting, right? Shows something that is interesting. So this is something, I mean, especially if you are, trying to, let's say, take your skill to next level, this is really something you can do. And let's say you get, party affiliation data, and then you try to combine data set, the regional unemployment data with the third data set, which is a governor's party affiliation. Okay. And so but for today, since we can't cover that much, but I did include the link, in case you want to take your skill to next level, and I will also be happy to send you my syntax. And then definitely I try to include references, okay, ggplot. But many times I'm sure you guys can also Google search, okay? And let's get started again. So I think as I mentioned, I will try to send you my syntax. And so let's say you can also replicate, the analysis, okay? You can also replicate analysis. So to get, to send you the syntax, I think you already have an easier way. And I will usually, publish on my GitHub website. And so I think, it should only take me like 1 minute to get it done. So let me publish this tutorial. to my GitHub website, and then you can download it. Okay. Um, let's see. Give me 1 minute. Let me publish it right now, and then we will restart again. So my GitHub website. Let's see. Repository, resources, and then I'm gonna add a file. Okay, there we go. I think this is now available. So ggplot tutorial. So let me send you in the chat. So normally, I mean, during this semester, I'm not doing much teaching. So regularly, I have many students who will attend. But this semester, I'm not doing any teaching. So maybe I hope to get more attendees next time, or maybe in a future semester. Okay. So that being said again, so now you see here, you will have my tutorial. You're welcome to customize anything. But if you just want to get it done, try to make it simple, and probably just try to add your name here, right? Put your name here. So I'm going to just use our Studio Cloud. First reason, it's free. Second reason, you can do everything all in once. Okay. So you search our Studio Cloud. Okay. And definitely I'm share my screen. Yeah, I think it's already shared. Maybe let me share again in case I didn't do it. So, okay, our Studio Cloud. And if you never registered before, you can actually register, using your Gmail account. Okay, I suggest that you register using your like a Gmail account, because doing that allows you to actually, let's say, uh, host your portfolio forever. Okay, if you use your school account, you now have access as you graduate. So I think, since I mentioned you need to register. So how to register? First step, you click sign up here on the right corner, upper right corner. And you see the first option. It says cloud free, $0 for waiver. And this doesn't mean it's limited. This means, you still get to enjoy almost all the functionalities. And you can use up to 25 hours per month. And then, you can do almost anything. Okay. So here, let's say you click learn more, and then you can sign up with your Gmail account, your personal email account. Okay. I sign up with my GitHub website, and then, credentials. You can sign up with your Gmail account. It should take you maybe 30 seconds to sign up. And then once you finish signing up, you're gonna log in. Okay, you see, I'm gonna click login. And then there are a few options. You see here, you can log in with Google or GitHub. And I have my GitHub website. I'm just going to log in with GitHub. Okay. And I can wait if if you needed me more time, since, it's asking to be too low us, and do you need more time?
I got it. I have my RStudio account.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm logging with GitHub, and you see here, it may take just a few milliseconds or seconds. Okay, and then once you log in, you see here, you have a new project, and then you click new RStudio project. Okay, new RStudio project, and then you see here, once you click a new RStudio project, let's say it allows you to create, your project, or type your syntax in this online environment for free, and you don't need to download anything. Okay, so you see also, you are going to use the most updated environment for statistic computing, and then click file. You see on the left side you have file, and then new file, and then R Markdown. What is R Markdown? So R Markdown is a way of creating HTML documents or PDF documents automatically. You can even write a book using R Markdown. Okay, so I'm click R Markdown. As then you see here, it's asking me, do you want to install these packages? Yes, because without doing that, we can move forward. And as then you see now, the background jobs, we're going to install these packages and they're going to show us the progress. Once it's finished, then we have, then we are going to start, our Markdown document, okay? And so we need probably 2 or 3 more packages. Okay, so now you see here, let's assume you want to follow the template. If that's the case, you click OK. But it's exactly the same routine. Okay, you click OK, and then you copy my syntax. But here you can definitely use their sample syntax if you want to start everything from scratch. Okay, but let's just assume you are going to use my syntax. You see here from line 1 to the end, we have, let's say, 151 lines. You come here, make a copy, okay, or Control A, Control C. I then come here to this space, cloud space, okay, and yeah, I'm going to, delete the original content here, and then and paste my syntax here. So see, this is a big difference, especially for beginners. I mean, because for every time I, host this meetup session, there'll be some beginners. So for beginners, you want to know that, our script and our Markdown, they are 2 different things. Our script means, you are going to do some coding in real time. Our Markdown really means, you are create an online document, okay? There are 2 different things. I will show you some minor difference later, but let's focus on getting this finished, okay? So now you see here, I'm going to give you, I'm going to try to publish this, and then I'm going to explain some details, okay? Let's say, your name, you are going to type it here. How to make sure you are doing it correctly? The first way is to make sure, you do not delete, let's say quotation marks. Make sure keep these quotation marks. If you delete them, you see the color has changed, right? So keep them. So, you keep the original format. You can even replace, you can even add your own Twitter account, or do something else, okay? And also one side note, I want to share with you. So actually, I also created my personal website using RStudio and R for free. Hosting fees 0. And it's simple and easy to use. And you can have a customized domain name and everything for free. And also you can make changes easily. And also this graph is also made using R, everything, almost everything. So that being said, let's get started. And once we finish, we'll come back to the syntax. So first you see, we are going to save the document, give it a name. Maybe just name it as 1, or maybe, you can have a different name because this is a temporary name. And then you see here, we need to install these packages in order to move forward. And once we install packages, and we can read the library, or we can load the library and the data set, okay? The first data set against named cars, it shows the relationship between, let's say speed and distance it takes to stop the car. So, okay, so let's, now, I think we almost finished everything. So, I mean, it's like a workflow. If you have syntax ready using R Markdown, just so easy because saves your time. Next time you have new data, let's say unemployment rate for August, you just need to have the data set ready, right? And then do the same analysis in a few seconds. So now I'm in a neat document, but I apologize, I have not uploaded data set yet. So you see here, you get error. Congratulations. When you get error, some people will give up, never give up. Where to get the data set? You see here, you come to my website, you see here unemployment.csv, and under resources, right? Or maybe, if you don't want to type too much, github.com/ and my username / resources. And then once you come to this page, You're going to look for a document which is named unemployment.csv. You click a data set, which is already like a almost clean data set I prepared yesterday. And then click here the download button, downward arrow, download it. Do not change anything and download only once, okay? If you download multiple times, the document name will change, and then save it in the folder. And then the next step will be critical because you are actually doing some cloud computing. It means you need to upload your data set, right? You see here, upload button. You click upload, and then click choose file. So as you click choose file, you see here, the downloaded data set is here. I'm going to select the document and click open, and then click OK. And then my data set is here. How to know it? I can find the document name and also time I uploaded the data set, okay? 6:54 p.m. So now, I'm going to run it. If I get an error, it'd be embarrassing, but, I think we get to learn how to deal with these errors. So let's need the document again. And I hope, we will get it finished. And, let's say we get one more error. And, see here, this error is a good error because it shows us what needs to be done. Because when I was doing it, in my local computer, I already have this package pre-installed. So that being said, it's not a big deal. But now we have to install it manually, right? Let's do it manually. See packages, and then click install. I just copy that original name. Do not change anything. And also make sure remove the quotation mark. Okay? I click install. And then it will be installed in a few minutes. No, not a few minutes, a few seconds. I see it's already finished. And then, the critical step here is, you see we have two lines which say, let's say you need to have library ggplot2, library dplyr. So now we need to add one more line. I need to fix my syntax maybe later, but now, since it's it's probably hands-on, so I suggest that you just type it. So see, you're gonna add one more line, which would be library maps. Okay, library maps. I'm also going to send you in the chat. And then, let's say once you add that line, when run it again, because our computer is giving us a friendly reminder that we need to have that library in order to move forward, right? And now, hope we be doing okay. So let's need the document again. And, we may get more errors. Oops. So it seems that, this time I'm getting some more errors. Package map project is required. See, here when you use a local machine and then switch to online machine, cloud computing, it's a little bit different. You see, we need one more library. And the good thing is that, our computers give us a friendly reminder, map project, or map PROG. And, we can copy it, install it. And, and then same idea, when add one more line, library, and then paste it here, map project. And definitely I'm trying to send you in the chat. And then, let's say, seems to be tedious, again, it may not be easy sometimes. If it's easy, then everybody will be doing it. And that's why, we get to learn it and then relearn it. And then, get to need a document that pray that, it's going to be all right, right? Okay, congratulations. You see with two, roadblocks, finally we get to publish this document. Exciting, right? And then I'm going to do a brief overview. And I'm publish this. And if you never use it before, remember we are going to publish this on a free domain, which is named rpubs.com. It's going to be for free. And this is nice because as a student, you don't want to pay for anything. SPSS, no. Stata, no. SAS, no. Too expensive. So R is for free and also has awesome packages. So now I'm going to click republish or publish. It's the first time you just click publish. I already created before. I just click republish, but I need to create something new. So you see how the whole process, what the whole process look like. Then click create new. And then, let's say it's going to take me to my RPub's website. If you never use RPub's website before, you understand, let's say it's it's a public website that allows you to publish, your HTML document for free. I think it's kind of slow this time. I need to probably just do it again or click update existing. Maybe my internet speed is so slow. I don't know. Anyway, so I think maybe, I need to refresh, but our result is here. I'll probably just regenerate again because I think my internet speed is just extremely slow. And now since our final syntax is ready, so I'm not worried about, my original analysis. Oh, yeah, we need to install these packages. It's kind of slow, but we'll be there. And yeah, since I'm waiting for those packages to be installed, and maybe I can briefly cover, how we do this and why we do this. Okay, the first option are pubs because free. Click publish, and then you see here, it's going to allow you to give a name to your document. If you want to have something easy to use, maybe just come here, copy my document name, and then paste it here. Okay, and then maybe use something like ggplot2. Okay, and then maybe tutorial, okay, or something. And then maybe you can add description like a data source and like a BLELS.gov. Okay. Okay, let's click continue so we can publish. But if it's a first time, you need to register using your personal email account. And then, it should take you just a few seconds to register. So you see, finally, we get this published. So now I'm going to give you a brief overview why we do this, how we do this in a few minutes. So first, you see introduction, why we do data visualization. And so here, I want to give you a background story. And so I think before we do that, I think I want to show you one of the tweets I published personally on my Twitter account yesterday. And, let's see, give me 1 minute. Okay, so I think why do we do data visualization? Or why do we use R? So I think I actually gave a similar workshop a few years ago in 2022, and in a national conference, and this was actually an original poster. And actually, I think if you read newspapers, let's say New York Times, BBC, if you sometimes if you look at, 538, right? I see here, I think 2 days ago, I mean, probably you heard about something happened in Georgia. And you see here, let's say, how can we actually tell different information different way or tell story in different way, right? And why is not this number significant? So here I read this graph like 2 days ago. I was thinking, okay, this is really a different way to show us why this number matters or, why it's important. You see, gun deaths from 2001 to 2014 in the United States already surpassed, let's say the total overall casualties of the Vietnam War and Korean Wars combined. And also 10 years of firearm homicides, combined actually is equivalent to all American deaths during World First World War. As this definitely has a regional reference. When I read this graph, I found, oh my goodness, that really shows that something is not going well, and we probably need to fix this. So now come back to my tutorial. What is ggplot2? So this is our package, and there is a book. If you go back to my tutorial at the end, there's a book here. And you see here, it allows you to understand what ggplot is, what you can do with ggplot2, and why you want to, create, these graphs in a different way, because using, let's say Excel, maybe Stata, this software, sometimes it just gives you very limited options, right? So to create, let's say, visually appealing graphs, are the pass on basic top choices. Okay, now let's come back to our beginning. So let's say, first you see we load the data set, a variable, okay? We load the data set, a variable, and then, let's say we actually read, the first 6 lines of data set, okay? Head, or you can change it to tail, and then get the last 6 lines of data set. And the speed, and then distance it takes for you to stop the car. And then we are building, let's say our first graph. So you see our first graph, we would really want to just make it simple. Okay, we really just want to make it simple. So that being said, ggplot, variable data set name. And then we are going to use the AS or aesthetics function. And then X variable and Y variable, that's it. And then we use the plus sign, as in geom point function, parentheses, that's it. We can build our initial graph with very little effort. That being said, if you know plain English language, anybody can attribute a graph in 1 or 2 minutes without doing too much effort. And then you see here, next option, you probably ask, okay, what if I want to build a line chart? Yes, same data set, you use G plus geom line parentheses and gives a line chart. Now probably ask me one more question, because I think I have a book which is named the data visualization, which is actually about 500 pages. But when I think about doing this in 30 or 40 minutes, I was thinking about, okay, so if I teach this to a beginner, or let's say my daughter, what should I do? So maybe next, I think maybe she's gonna ask me if she want to connect these dots, right? Then you see here, first we have dots, lines. A third one, we want to connect the dots, and which means if you do time series analysis, this is very popular technique. If you do it using Excel, create graphs, save it, and then resave it, and then save the attachment and send it to a manager, right? But now you do it all in once, right? And then next one, make it more challenging, and we can add titles. Title equals to quotation mark, the title name, and then X variable quotation mark. Okay, so we can actually now customize our graph. Now it's a little bit more challenging. Next one, we have, let's say, like a bar chart. I see here, when I was creating tutorial, actually, here is supposed to be uppercase, but that's okay. So here, again, so we use geom bar function. So and then we are going to use a cylinder variable and convert it to a factor variable. And if you use Excel, converting that variable is going to take you a few more minutes, and you may need to Google search, right? By using R, sometimes you can also use ChatGPT to help you create syntax. That's okay. And the last part is optional. And if you want to try, here, now, we can do it in real time. See here, the last part is actually pretty much like optional. So here, the only difference is that, let's say we are going to need to use ggplot2, and then run the library first, and then we can generate a graph on the lower right corner. Okay. So next one. So next one, you see here, we want to create customized graph, which means let's say your own graph. So first you see here, my graph, my data set was again uploaded to my GitHub website and downloaded, and then I try to upload it to our Studio Cloud. You see here again on the files pane, right? Our Studio Cloud. And then here, let's say to run this line to make sure I read the syntax. No, I read the data set, read using read.csv function. I want to see the name of the columns. The 3 columns: state, rate, and rank. And then let's say I really don't like let's say uppercase, because sometimes when you create a graph, probably uppercase is fine, but you need to merge. We need to merge with a different data sets. So that's why I use toLower function to process this data set. And then let's say I create empty map. Okay, this is a critical part. So I can create an empty map and then merge that map data set with my let's say unemployment rate data set. And then once I merge those 2 data sets, okay, once I merge these 2 data sets, I have a new data set. I have a new data set which is named map data. Okay, map data. And then let's say you are going to find let's say that I use longitude and latitude. And then let's say you are going to see that I also use a customize function, which is a cut number. And here I explain to you why we need to use this function, because you can create a regular map, but problem is let's say people want to see what this map is going to tell you. So you see here I want to create different intervals which will show equal number of points. Let's say from 2 to 2.8 and from 2.8 to 3.4. And then altogether we have, let's say, altogether we have 50 data points, right? And then we want to use cut number function to make sure, we have, let's say, 10 observations in each, interval. And then once we create that map, we are going to see the differences between different regions in a more intuitive way. And finally, this is the final map. Okay. And definitely, if you want to know details of each function, let's say geopath, the customize function, let's say geopolygon, you can also Google search. Okay. And finally, then add a label to each state map. So this is a challenging part, because it's not that straightforward. But the good news is that let's say R is so user-friendly. I want to show just one step so you see why it's so user-friendly. Because at this stage you would think, okay, so if I have the map, then I could probably just add the names manually. Actually, it's more challenging. So I'm going to show you why this can be done using R. And maybe even if you use Python, it may take longer time. Okay, because when it comes to data realization, R is probably many times the first choice. I also use Python. I think Python, has an advantage maybe, but in some areas, R is definitely the first choice. Definitely, think about it. We read those libraries. So now we get to read these 2 libraries again before we do that, because we don't want to get more errors, right? So let's read these 2 libraries, or 3 libraries, right? And then you see here, the next function next line we're going to run this states equation we just defined. We want to see what this really means. Okay, and so without running it, it's so confusing. You see here, now I'm running it. I really want you to see why this is so user-friendly. Once I run it, you see on my right side, you see I created a data frame or data set. A data frame is just a data set. And I click the data set name, states. This is something I created, but somebody did it for me. So I don't need to do this nasty work. So I open it, see automatically done. X, Y coordinate, and then state dot abbreviations. So that being said, we have the state names and state locations, and we get it prepared, in 1 second. How do we get it done? All because other people who did the work. And we just grab it, use it for free. And that's why R is such a great community, because people all contribute to this great community so we can use it for free. So now, I think this will be the most challenging part for this workshop, because otherwise you see, oh, my goodness, why do we do this? In case, we can just add state names in a different way. Maybe you can find a different way to add these state names, but at least for me, I tried maybe at least for 20 minutes. I found this is the most intuitive way. So see now, we are going to build that. I'm going to rerun this part. So see, what each sentence or each paragraph actually mean. So see here, we are going to build use the original data set. I think our data set is still there. Maybe I need to rerun it. And yeah, I think let me just rerun it, because I think otherwise, my computers can get confused. See here, when I use our, our syntax here, I need to rerun this part. Otherwise, I won't get any results. I get errors, okay? I read the data set, reorder it, okay? And yeah, I think this is something we probably don't, yeah, it's just a range function, and maybe you can skip it. So see here, we are going to build a plot, right? And then the last part here, we are going to add let's say, the location name to the plot, okay? Last part, and I think plot is already here, hopefully. And let me run P1. Exactly. The map is here. So we did not sort the results, so something's probably messed up. And I think here maybe we just need rerun that function. So I think it's library dplyr. Yeah, let me go back to the beginning. Yeah, I think it's here. Let's paste it here. Rerun this again. Library dplyr. And I think I'm gonna rerun this line, okay? Yeah, okay. So without running that line, you see here, you probably get an error and the map is messed up. So here, let's say the last critical part, you see here, let's say we are going to add, the location names to this map. And to do that, we are going to use, let's say type, P1 plus geom text. So this function geom text, and then data set is going to be states which we created a few minutes ago. And then, we are going to actually add, the state names to the chart, okay? And then you can also publish this map individually, okay? I think that's my final final remark. And if you want to take your project to next level, I think again, so here we have this project, and you can, find one more data set, and you join these two data sets, which would be, let's say, unemployment rate as in governor's party affiliation, and then see if you can draw any insights. But again, this is just for July, so we may not be able to tell any good story. At this stage, I mean, let's say, if you want to take your skill to next level, you can search, 538, which is a political science website, and they use this website to predict, let's say, like the next president or something, okay? And they also have the website, which is 538, okay? And now they're affiliated with, I think, ABC News, okay? And as you see here, all of the stories they try to tell on this website are done using like R and probably many times ggplot other frameworks. Maybe this is not a good one. Maybe I think 538. See here, this is probably one of the projects I did before. Okay, you can find a few of them, but maybe just go to the website, just 538. So nearly all of the project, all of the graphs that posted on these websites were created using R and other advanced statistical software packages. Okay, so that being said, that's it. And actually, I'm gonna stop recording. And thank you for attending. And I plan to do this maybe every 3 weeks. And in case you have any topic, you have anything to share, I would like to invite any meetup members or any future members to share with us anything they're doing. So I'm gonna stop recording, and all the tutorial and material will be posted on my GitHub website. Okay.